I don't know how many of you have ever dated, or perhaps you're with someone who has an extremely guarded heart. Guarded hearts happen because people have suffered terrible pain. And it's not so much, you can't grade what kind of pain it was. What happens is it's how it's stored in their body, how they remember it, their perception of it. And when somebody has been betrayed or taken advantage of or hurt in a way that it affects all areas of their life, what they learn from that is having a very guarded heart. And so when you date a person with a guarded heart, the first thing you're going to see is it's extremely complicated. And it's not like anybody else you ever dated, because they give you little bits and pieces and they watch you like a hawk. And not only do they watch you like a hawk, but they listen to you with a vigilance that they remember everything you said. And then they watch you, and they watch you all the time. They're around you. And it feels different. You feel like, in a sense, you're kind of put on trial, or that you have to prove yourself. And I guess in a real way, you are. But mostly you're doing it because you get an inkling, you see something about this person that you know is unbelievable, is so beautiful, is so in line with everything you've ever wanted in a person. And that's what fortifies your patience or your endurance for being able to endure and go through some of the requests that they make. So I'm going to go through some things that depict and help you understand if you have this kind of person, and a little bit more about how they present. Because in therapy, it's quite interesting, and I'm going to tell you at the very end why I think therapy is so important in situations, in relationships like this. The first thing is, they no longer believe in second chances. So they're quite cynical about that. They have been through something traumatic, and although you may not know what that is, they have seen the light of the other side, and they can never get that innocence back that they had prior to this happening to them. If you hurt them, you will lose them. Most definitely, they have no tolerance for basically forgiving you or taking you back, especially in the first 6 months. It's not going to happen. So you really do have to step up and double check and get feedback if this person is someone you value and want in your life. They're not there because they need you. They're there because they've chosen, and they have made a conscious decision. They've chosen you as a person they would like to know. And that is about the biggest compliment I can tell you. They won't tell you this. And that's why it's important that I, as a therapist, tell you. You need to know that, because it helps keep strengthening your endurance and patience. They'll need more reassurance than the typical person. And the reassurance cannot be fake. It cannot be just excessive compliments. It cannot be what normally would work for a normal person. It has to be reassurance in a deeper way, something you listened to they said before, and you're able to reassure them that you see or you saw them in this action again, and you were very impressed with how they dealt with it. That shows that you have depth and you are watching, and that will mean more to them than just a flippant praise or compliment or something else you may give them. They know what it means to suffer. They have suffered. And so any kind of rose-colored glasses or Pollyannish stuff or positive feedback or positive living doesn't usually work with them. They've suffered greatly, and they've made sacrifices, and they have come back. But it was not without hardship. And after you suffer to that extent, you learn a lot about yourself. And what you oftentimes learn is you don't need another person. You need to stay strong and sure of yourself. And this is what causes some of that crustiness with them. But it's also important that you embrace their suffering, that you understand it, and that you understand with suffering comes deepening of the soul, of the personality, making them not a superficial person, not a good time Charlie. They are deeper and they're more methodical in their thought and thinking. And lastly, when issues come up, you must seek therapy. And the reason is because you could really hurt the relationship by trying to work it out. If working it out would have worked before, they probably would have tried that. Therapy is going to be a third party, able to look at the two of you and give you both insight, because these people are afraid at the bottom line that they're going to get taken advantage of again. And many times that makes them step way back, too far back, and harden that heart again. And to stop that process from happening, therapy is a very wise choice. So I encourage you to do that. And if you're with a person like this, know they are worth it. But also know if patience is not your virtue, then you should rethink this relationship, because you're going to have to be patient. Things are not going to move fast. They're not going to move in a predictable way. It's going to go forward, back, forward, forward, way back. And that's kind of the trajectory you can expect to anticipate.